Hi everybody, consumer investigator Dale Cardwell here along with senior producer Marnie Zambri, and you're watching Behind Inside Investigations, and this is called Romance Scam.
This was a tough one as well. Again, I continue on this theme. We get a lot of people that contact us via email asking to help with problems. This one came from a friend of mine who worked at a local television station. She actually works at a national television station, and she received a phone call from a woman who said that she had been scammed by somebody pretending to be in love with her, that they'd met online, and they couldn't do anything at their level, so would we be interested in it? And it just so happened that had been one of the type of investigations we wanted to look into. So again, it fell into our lap.
And so Marnie, it's hard for me to believe that people can get sucked into this. How does that happen?
Now, if you've watched the story, from the outside looking in, you could sit there and you could be very judgmental and feel like, how could this woman believe anything that this person was telling her? But coming from another point of view, she was a woman in her 60s. She lived alone. You saw that she had 2 dogs. We found out she didn't have much family to speak of, or family that she was in contact with. And so her lifeline was the internet. And here was somebody that basically paid attention to her. And that quickly became, for somebody that didn't have any attention paid to her and that was telling her all these nice things and saying how much they loved her, it was easy. And again, I know that people who have supportive families or that have really strong personalities might not understand how this could happen, but you could see how it could happen easily. I mean, I know of a personal friend that it happened to, and you would never think that it could, but it does. And it's all about vulnerability and somebody taking advantage of that.
Yeah, and so again, like we say in most of the cons that we expose, one side has the script and they're playing a game. You don't have the script, you don't know where it's going. This person definitely had the script. And then he takes it to another level. He sends a photograph of a person that you might not necessarily know, but it's a person that's attractive. Mm-hmm. And it turns out that that person's photograph has been stolen and used multiple times for this romance scam.
Yeah, there's so many layers of deception in this. And when we look into stories, we always try to check things out and make sure that the stories that they're telling us are legitimate stories, that we try to have them send us documentation. And as in part of the story, I'm not giving anything away, she sells her home. And she said that she sent that money to this person. And I called the real estate agent and spoke with her real estate agent, and just to kind of get, because I was really disturbed after we had interviewed this woman. I was interested in possibly trying to reach out to a member of her family to, kind of wave a flag to say there's some issues going on here. And part of that is that I did call her real estate agent, and I asked her, was she tipped off at all about why she was selling this house and where it was going? And, I didn't get the impression that the real estate agent was unaware of it, but there's really only so much they can do. They can't stop somebody from selling a home. And it just kind of puts you, again, it puts us in a weird situation too, because journalistically you can sit there and you can hear the story and you can report it out, but it's hard not to sit there and feel really bad about the story that they're telling you, and also feel like perhaps something's off with that person if they're so easily misled.
But as you said earlier, this could happen to virtually anybody under a certain set of circumstances. Another step we took to validate the story was she filed a police report.
She did file a police report.
We talked to the authorities, and they took it seriously. And once again, it's a person on the other end of the scam that has taken great steps to not be identified, not be found, not be exposed. Had some fun with him at the end, maybe got a little bit of an emotional shot in on him, but I don't think so. I think these people
No, and again,
aren't bothered by what they did.
a lot of, if you are a watcher of our shows, a lot of these stories we're able to solve their consumer problems. We are able to work with big companies because they want to do what's right by their customers, and we're able to
And
make
they don't
it
want
right.
to be embarrassed
No,
by us.
they don't.
Because they have a reputation to protect.
But when we deal with these kind of scams where this person is most likely overseas, has no, it's not like they're losing product or losing money or anything like that. They have everything to gain. We really, just like the FBI, just like the FTC, we don't have anywhere to go with it. All we can do and what we feel like we should do is to bring awareness to it so that it doesn't happen to somebody else and that somebody else doesn't get, this woman lost, from what she told us, all her money.
Yeah.
And a bigger price she paid was this emotional turmoil and embarrassment.
And so here's the moral of the story. It can happen to anybody. And so pay attention to your family members and the people you love. And if they start telling you about a relationship with someone, and then it turns out they've never met them or they've never spoken to them over the phone, that's a red flag, and you can help prevent a romance scam. Thank you so much for joining us, Marnie. Thank you for your work. We'll see you guys next time behind Inside Investigations.